Coach, early January, 8 games below 500, and you were now in the Kelly Cup playoffs. Just speak on the emotion. Make it happen.
Yeah, what was our record?
Uh,
20. What is our record? I mean, what were we? Were 11, 19, and 4 3 months ago,
correct.
and then from there, what did we do?
Ended up going on that sprint.
22, 11, and
Finished up with points in 30 of 41. Record 23, 11, and 7.
Yep. I mean, the thing we talk about at the start of the year is like getting those points, collecting them early. And let's look at a team like TR that we're going to be facing, right? A team even like Wheeling that's going to be second in the division. Like Wheeling at one point went on a 15, 16 game unbeaten streak. And so when they hit the dog days of the season in February and March, if they lose some games, they're still okay. They're not fighting for much. But for us, unfortunately, we had a tough beginning to our season, even all the way through January 10th, being 8 games below 500. And we've had to use a lot of energy and emotion and bodies just to get to where we are here. So we're very proud of the group. We're very proud of the way they played. And they deserve it. They worked for it. It wasn't easy. It came down to the very last game of the season, which, you can't really draw up or write up, but we showed up when we had to, we did the job when we had to, and now we get to celebrate and enjoy it before we move into playoffs.
You stepped in and took over this team January 29th of last year. You've able to get yourself into the Kelly Cup playoffs, just ran out of time, ultimately, and fell short. To come in for a first full season at the helm, go through those trial errors, most road games we ever had in the top of the month or the top of the season,
Yep.
to find yourself here at the end of 72 victorious. Just share on you and for Ryan Anderson just as a tandem. And I don't speak on yourself a lot, but just how rewarding it is personally for you and the group you both put together through the dog days.
Well, I'm tired. But the big thing is like there's a lot of work that goes into it that people don't realize, see. There's phone calls, there's recruiting, for people that have heard me speak on it, like coaching is really only 20% of what I do. We have to deal with salary cap, budgets, we have to do with payroll, we have to do with busing, housing, per diem, boosters, player appearances. Like there's so much more that we have to deal with outside of just being hockey coaches that I don't think people fully get that. So, we do this job to get that reaction, to get that, I don't even want to say praise, but to get the players to where they deserve to be. So it's a rewarding aspect of our job that we've taken players new to pro hockey, we've developed them, we've taught them, we've had them grow as both men, as hockey players, as teammates, as friends, and we've gotten to a point here where they played really good and they played together for the last 40 games. And my biggest concern and my honesty with the team was I'm not worried about us when we're in playoffs. I'm worried about us getting there. And that proved ultimately pretty true. So now that we're there, anything can happen. But it's not necessarily me. It's the guys that show up. It's the guys that have to put on the jersey and battle and compete. And like I said, we're proud of them. We're excited for them. They're going to enjoy it for a couple days. But our job's not done. We got to get back to work.
And Coach, congrats on the win. Congrats on the playoffs. You guys have pretty much had to play playoff hockey almost for the final 2 months of the season. Yep. So how does that help your mentality now going into the first round?
I would say we know what it takes to win. We've won 2-1 games. We've won 3-2 games. We've had to come down from 1 or 2 goals going into third periods, right? And we just have to keep the belief. We have to keep the understanding that we are deserving of where we are. We're deserving of what we're getting. And there's going to be mistakes along the way. Hockey is nothing but a game of mistakes. But that's why we have structure in place. That's why we have our teammates there to support us, because when something bad happens, right, that's where we can fall back on the structure to help us get out of that situation. So even down this last little stretch here, we haven't had a practice since March 20th, sorry. So we haven't had a practice in almost 3 weeks. And to speak back on the beginning of the year when we were struggling with all those road games, we weren't practicing. And we're a group that we need to practice to stay detailed and to stay structured. So now that we have some days here and we have some time here, I'm excited about what we can do and what we can bring. But the big thing is this group believes. They went out and they just did something unbelievable for the last 3 months. Once again, they're very deserving of what they've gotten, and we have to take all of our experiences, both positively and negatively, learn from them, put them in front of us, and get better.
Not even a question, just want to give you credit. Phenomenal night, phenomenal season. Many teams would have rolled over with the situation you guys have had, and I just want to say that you guys deserve a lot of credit because I think, again, a lot of teams would have just rolled over and given up, but you guys fought all the way back in March, April. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So, once again, it's not me, it's them. The belief, the drive, the desire, right? Like, the ultimate goal is to play playoff hockey, right? That's the real season, right? And for those guys, they've earned it, they've deserved it, they've come together as a group, and now we get to see what we can really do when it really matters.
Final question, Coach. Can you just take us a peek into the locker room as the celebration began?
A lot of cheering, a lot of screaming, a lot of excitement. The game ended in a way that, we didn't love, but they stuck together. And once again, that goes back to them being a group, a family, a brotherhood of sticking up for each other, having each other's backs, and, they're enjoying it. And for them as well, they've worked through the summers, they've worked through workouts and skates and practices and the bus trips and the late nights and the early mornings and everything, right? So for as tired as I am, I can only imagine how tired they are more physically, right? For me, it's mentally and emotionally, but it's a good feeling. It's a great vibe, and like I said, we'll give them a couple days here to reset and rest and recover. And the best thing is we get to come back to work here next week.
Wouldn't be remiss without to give the mention Keith Petrozelli and Matt Brown. 5 points for Brown, a career high point night, and then for Petrozelli, must win 2 games. Just those 2 players, of course, the team, but they're also going to be the first to say that those 2 guys spearheaded this comeback.
Yeah, and I mean, KP goalies, have been great all year. The way he played, the way he showed up this weekend, I could see from my perspective, knowing him all year, he had a different mindset. He had a different attitude towards him when he was getting ready, when he was warming up, when he was preparing for these games. And once again, for any player, this is the ultimate time to play, when it really matters, when your season, when your livelihood, when your job is on the line. And KP stepped up and played huge. He's been a constant leader. He's been a true professional. He's been a very steady Eddie for us with his emotions and his attitude and his positivity. So once again, very thankful and to have him and to see him. But with Brownie, a kid that needs to drive the ship for us and be the engine. And I actually didn't even know he had 5 points tonight, but he's a kid that showed up when it mattered most. He's a kid that is going to continue to push this team forward and drive this team forward. And if we can get efforts like that out of him every game moving forward through playoffs, we're going to give ourselves a chance. So, once again, to speak on those 2 leaders, experience, positivity, you just got to keep building off of it and getting better.
Thanks for your time, Coach. To the boss.
Thanks.
Matt, appreciate the time. First off, do or die game and a 5-point night for you. Just speak on personally how much was clicking and your line mates that made tonight possible.
Yeah, they made my job really easy. Primo set me up a bunch. Honestly, I probably should have had a few more. Their goalie made some good saves, and I missed a couple. But my line mates both made my job easy. Got me the puck. I got it to them. They scored when I did. And I was able to put a couple in. But it was all around a good effort from our line.
We spoke with Binkley, who had chatted about just the turnaround for this club, and from early January, 8 games below 500. So now find yourself in the Kelly Cup playoffs when you hear those numbers, and you also are firsthand with the guys in the locker room to see it all come together. Just speak on how much this team's chemistry drove them to where they are today.
Yeah, the culture we have in the room is one that I've only seen once or twice in my career, through college, through juniors. It's unbelievable. It's really fun to be a part of. This group really came together, bought in, through all the trades, all the guys getting cut. Like, everyone stuck together. Everyone believed in it, and it's been really fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get out and celebrate with your boys. So I'm just going to say, how does it feel to clinch on final game of the season in front of the fans?
It's awesome. I thought we had a pretty good team last year. We came up short that hurt. But this year, being able to do what we did with all the adversity that we faced, it's a really special feeling, and I don't think there's a group I've been with in some time that I would want to do it with.
I don't got much of anything either. Just want to say congrats. Again, you guys came back from something that a lot of teams would have just folded over. So congrats.
Thank you.
On a word, I know Pops is here today.
Yeah.
Any everything bagel? Any bagel help deliver today's?
No, I went to the New York Bagelry this morning. I had one from there. It was pretty good, but no Jersey bagels today.
That sounds like we need to get a beach party going for
Yeah.
that for you guys. Matt, thanks for the time. Congratulations. See you in the playoffs.
Thank you.